Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Drooks Malone Unboxing. We've got the heavyweights going at it Saturday night at the Manchester Arena. The fight will be streamed live on DAZN. Before everybody asks me where's the fight showing. And it's a rematch between Joseph Parker, the New Zealand heavyweight, against the perennial gatekeeper from the UK, Dereck Chisora. Now, they fought earlier this year. Parker suffered a flash knockdown in the opening seconds of the first round and hung on to win a split decision over Dereck Chisora. It was a close fight, hence they're fighting the rematch now. Now, by now we know who Dereck Chisora is. He's sort of a hustling, bustling pressure fighter. He always brings it and he always puts up a fight. He's been in some wars with Dillian White, for instance, and he's a crowd pleaser. He's a pressure fighting guy. He goes to the body, he likes his overhand right, but he just struggles to get over the hill at the top level. He'll give the very best heavyweights in the world hell, but he just won't get over that hill. And the guys that are sort of mid-level or rising prospects, he exposes them where he gets by with them. But against the top guys, he struggles to get over. He came very, very close against Dillian White, very, very close against Joseph Parker, but his luck just wasn't in so far. So, what will happen in the rematch? Will anything be different? Joseph Parker, to me, I've said it before, he's a very frustrating heavyweight. I was very high on him as he was coming up. He had good foot speed, very good hand speed, quick with those combinations. You know, almost reminded me in the beginning of his career of our own Corey Sanders here in South Africa, the late Corey Sanders, how he finished opponents. But when he got up onto the top level, that luster sort of went, as often happens when fighters step up. He won a WBO title against Andy Ruiz Jr. Back then, we didn't know how good a fighter Ruiz Jr. really can be, but it was I think it was a split decision or majority decision, but he just eked by Andy Ruiz, where people thought Ruiz deserved the decision. It was one of those close fights where you couldn't argue with a point either way, but he squeezed past Andy Ruiz. He had two very lackluster title defenses against Razvan Kohanu and Huey Fury. No, those two are not heavyweights. It's going to set the world on fire. Although it's difficult to look good against Huey Fury. He's a bit of a spoiler, the new Jimmy Young. And then he lost his titles on points to Anthony Joshua in the unification. Became the first man to take Anthony Joshua the distance. Was a bit disappointing. Granted, the referee didn't let him fight on the inside the way he may have wanted to, but he never really, to me, went after Anthony Joshua hard enough. And then a great fight against Dillian White. He hit the deck, he got up, then he knocked down White. He almost stopped him in the last round, but once again, he let him off hook, and those were his two losses. Now, since then, he's been winning, but you know, he looked awful against Junior Fa in a big fight there in New Zealand. He looked better against Chisora, but you know, I would like one of two things to happen in this fight. I would like Joseph Parker to show us that he's got a shot, at least against a Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, or Anthony Joshua. And for that, he needs to make a statement against Dereck Chisora. I think he wants to do it with new trainer Andy Lee. He was quicker and he was snappier than Chisora, and I think his stamina was a little bit better. He was more consistent round by round. But, you know, he buzzed Chisora slightly a couple of times in that fight, I thought, but he just doesn't get him out of there. Now, granted, it's hard to get Dereck Chisora out of there. Only guys who really blasted him was David Haye way back, and then the other guy was Dillian White in their rematch. He stretched him with a hook, and Tyson Fury stopped him, but, you know, he was stopped on his feet. He was retired in the corner. So Chisora is a hard guy to stop. But I would like to see Joseph Parker dominate him, make a statement by stopping Chisora or winning every round. Really show us that he is the stuff, that he can still go to the top, and he's not just sort of one of the contenders after the first 3 or 4 guys. And that's what I would like to see for Joseph Parker. Or I would like to see Dereck Chisora finally get over the hump, have a win against a major name like Joseph Parker, and become a contender, maybe be a big Cinderella story where he finds a title shot, who knows. I would like Dereck Chisora to then get over the hump, beat Joseph Parker. Parker can be hurt, he can be knocked down, but I don't think he can really be stopped. He's got a good chin, good recuperative powers. But I would like for Dereck Chisora to show more stamina and get the win against Joseph Parker. Or I would like to see Joseph Parker make a statement. However, I fear we're going to see more of the same. Both these guys are what they are. Whether Buddy McGirt is now with Dereck Chisora or Andy Lee is with Joseph Parker, I think they are what they are. We've seen what we're going to see from them, and I think it's going to be a bit the same as their last fight. Both guys are going to have their moments. Parker is going to be a little bit sharper. He's going to win perhaps a slightly wider decision, but I doubt if he's going to make that statement. I doubt if he's got that risk-taking mentality when he's at that level to go and get Chisora out of there. I would like him to do that, and I think Dereck Chisora has just settled into his role, which is quite a high-level gatekeeper, and I think it's going to be a repeat of a first encounter, perhaps a little bit wider for Joseph Parker, but it's just going to be a fight that shows us that these guys are what they are. I hope I am wrong, but that's what I think. How I think it's going to go down. But it's worth watching because it's a good blend of styles, and Chisora always brings it. Let's see if there's anything different happening, and that is what I think from about the Dereck Chisora Joseph Parker rematch in Manchester. And until we see each other again, please give the channel a like and a subscribe. And remember to keep those hands up.